spiritual revolution now. People are craving, desiring, wanting something of more depth. You know, speaking of Brad Pitt, Babel coming out, a movie that, not to get into that movie, but how, you know, there was a lot of symbolism and spirituality in that movie, sure. And other things that, as you mentioned, that, you know, the Passion of Christ. So as an audience, we get tired of watching, you know, we need that balance. So I'm excited that, you know.
Well, I think there's a lot of filmmakers. I heard Alejandro talk about Babel. Yes. And he talked about that at first he thought he was going to make a movie about how we're not connected. And in the making of the movie, he found out how we're all connected. Yep. And I think his experience on what he found out and other filmmakers, and I think this is the great medium right now to really affect people, probably more than books. Right. How we can encourage, how we can inspire, and how we can just remind people of what they already know. And I think Babel is a great movie that way, and even the Pan Labyrinth movie. All those movies are outside the box, and they're really, you know, even Miss Little Sunshine, somehow or another. You don't want to be a Miss Beauty pageant, but or have a kid do that, but you somehow leave the movie inspired and filled. And I think movies are now coming out because of the situation with the war and what we don't want to see. Right. We're now going to make up movies that what we want to see, what we want to kind of have fun. And a good old violent movie is fun too. I mean,
right, there's the entertaining.
I love the entertaining part of it, and then I love, you know, it's all part of it.
But when you can reach people and it strikes a chord and it's something that, you know, people walk away that they are, you know, applying their own life and then making a change, that's always, I think, important. I think this movie will definitely do that. So let's show them another clip, at least give them an idea of what we're talking about.
And this is the what I call, it has a lot of Siddhartha symbolism. You'll see it. It's an initiation of what we think is, it's always a lie anyway. You can't really explain those other levels down here. Right. Because it's so dense here. So this is somewhat of a representation of it.
Okay, let's.
Drink of the light, initiate. Enter. Wow. Well, you were just saying that you went to actually those locations, and that was in Jordan?
That was in Jordan. That was Petra. That was the Nabateans lived there thousands of years ago. The Romans could never penetrate because they're carved canyons. Armies and horses can't get through there. Oh, okay. Not even a camel, maybe. But the Nabateans, and it's etched in, it's cities carved out of stone. And Petra's like one of the famous cities there. That's the treasury that you just saw. and it was in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they were
yeah. So now you
Spielberg paid, but I didn't. I got that
We're gonna
check for free.
So now tell me about that scene. You were saying that going into the coffin, which was making me a little claustrophobic, but going into the coffin was representing loneliness. And
in Hermann Hesse's Siddhartha, I think, as I recall, you know, you lose all that weight and you don't eat so that you can separate, you know, away from the cord that connects you to the soul. So we thought, hey, we saw Kill Bill, and we thought, hey, let's do a sarcophagi scene. He goes into the sarcophagi, he gets closed, and all the fears and everything is upon you, because there's nothing outside that's influencing you. If you were to lock yourself up in a coffin, it'd just be you and your thoughts, and those are probably the worst things you want to be with. So he starts to freak out, claustrophobic. We wanted to sell that, and then after that, his soul rises out through the sarcophagi and experiences things.
But you know what, that scene's making me think of, once again, and he even talks about this in this book, of what meditation is. A lot of people think you have to be going through all these different ritualistic things, which I'm sure can work and whatever, but when you are just with yourself, and it can be scary at times, and all those things start happening, anxiety, fears, when you can just breathe and allow yourself to just be within yourself, that calms you.
Breathe.
Breathe.
If you could just breathe and contemplate, that's meditation.
Right.
And then the other meditation is chanting. But if you just think of God and think of grass and birds and breathe, that's a form of meditation.
Wow. Well, I'm excited.
You can think of Brad Pitt.
Right, exactly.
Breathe,
right. I'm going
to
will him into my life. Well, I think, again, this is definitely becoming something that it should be out, and I think it needs to be on the big screen. So, Spiritual Warriors, I hope and wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for being here. Jesu Garcia.
I want to thank John Rogers.
And John Rogers.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, Spiritual Warriors. Again, I'm Destiny Ray L. with a show, Spiritually Speaking. That's what I'm trying to do. It's coming from my spirit. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back soon, one day.
I want to thank Keith Malinsky.
Oh, and Keith Malinsky, the producer.
I love to walk along these mountain paths, find a way to reach the sea. I remember how you used to laugh as we go running, dancing in the breeze. What was it ever made me leave? I can see you standing by the ocean shore, looking deep.